I wasn't supposed to be home. That's what she believed. The camera feed trembled slightly on my phone screen as she stepped into the living room. The angle was imperfect. Half the couch, a slice of the fireplace, the side table where I kept my medication lined up like obedient soldiers. She wasn't alone. He entered behind her, confident, familiar. She smiled at him in a way she hadn't smiled at me in years, soft, unarmored. "I love you," she whispered. The words didn't hit immediately. They floated, suspended. My mind refused to process them. Infidelity. I could have handled that. But then she leaned closer, her voice dropping lower. "Did you change his medicine like we planned?" Silence. A low chuckle from him. "Relax, he won't notice." The room tilted. Not an affair, a removal, a strategy. I stared at the small white pills on the table in the frame. The ones I swallowed every night without question. The ones prescribed after my minor heart irregularity 6 months ago. My pulse slowed. Not fear. Calculation. She wasn't leaving me. She was erasing me. And in that moment, something inside me became very, very still. I didn't confront her. I finished my business trip as scheduled. Came home with a bottle of wine. Kissed her cheek. Asked about her day. She lied beautifully. That was the first thing I truly noticed. The ease. The precision. She asked if I'd taken my medication at the hotel. I said yes. She smiled. That smile. I began replaying the last year in fragments, the sudden concern about my health. The insistence on switching doctors to a friend of a friend. The way she hovered whenever I opened a new prescription bottle. The life insurance policy she had updated last winter. I had signed it without reading closely, because that's what trust looks like when you're comfortable. And then there was Thanksgiving. My son had married quickly, too quickly. His wife, sharp-tongued, restless, never liked me. Last week she called. "If you want to join Thanksgiving, come wash the dishes." She shouted over the phone, laughter in the background. I replied, "Enjoy." That was all. I didn't argue, didn't defend myself, because by then I had already installed the cameras. Something in my wife had shifted months ago. I couldn't name it, but I felt it. The way prey senses the forest has gone quiet. Now I knew why. It wasn't marital dissatisfaction. It was succession planning. Remove the husband. Collect the insurance. Start a clean life. Perhaps with him. I lay beside her that night, listening to her breathe, steady, peaceful. I wondered how many times she had watched me swallow poison disguised as care, and how long she had been waiting for my heart to... The next morning, I didn't take the pills. Instead, I placed them in a small envelope and visited a private laboratory across town. No insurance, no names. Just cash! Test for inconsistencies, I said calmly. The technician didn't ask questions. I replaced the pills with identical capsules. I ordered through a pharmaceutical supplier. I'd once invested in, empty, harmless. That night, she watched me swallow them. I let water spill slightly from my lips, pretending to struggle. Her eyes flickered. Anticipation. Days passed. I requested my full medical records from the new cardiologist. There were discrepancies. Small alterations in dosage instructions between what was written and what was dispensed. The lab results arrived 3 days later. Elevated potassium compounds. Not enough to kill instantly. Enough to destabilize a weakened heart over time. Slow, plausibly natural. My wife had chosen patience. I admired that. I forwarded the report to my attorney. Then I made another decision. If they wanted me gone before Thanksgiving, I would give them something else to digest. I booked a one-way flight to Switzerland. Transferred significant assets into a private holding under my sole control. Liquidated properties she thought were jointly untouchable. I did not touch the life insurance policy. Let her keep dreaming. 2 days before Thanksgiving, I posted photographs online. A villa in the Swiss Alps, glass walls, snow-draped mountains, a caption. Grateful for clarity. Within an hour, my phone rang. My daughter-in-law, again and again, 71 times. I watched it vibrate across the marble counter of my rented kitchen. 71 times. Greed is louder than guilt. I returned home unannounced the following week. She wasn't expecting me. He was there. They froze when I stepped into the living room. I placed 3 items on the table. The lab report. Copies of altered prescriptions. Printed stills from the camera footage. No shouting. No trembling. Just paper against wood. Her face drained first. Then his. You replaced my cardiologist, I said quietly. You modified my dosage. Silence. I love you, I repeated, looking at him. She broke. It wasn't supposed to, she started. I raised a hand. Stop. Her tears felt rehearsed. He moved toward the door. I blocked him without touching. I've already spoken to my attorney, I said, and the insurance company, and a forensic accountant. Her breath shortened. The police? She whispered. Not yet. That was the most honest answer I gave her. The divorce papers were ready. Asset division, revised. Her name removed from every significant account weeks ago. Under legal restructuring clauses she never bothered to read. The villa in Switzerland? Mine alone. The investments? Protected. The life insurance policy? Canceled yesterday morning. I slid the final document toward her. A civil complaint draft. Attempted poisoning. Fraud. Conspiracy. I can file this, I said evenly. Or we can settle quietly. He tried to speak. I ignored him. You walk away, I continued. No alimony. No property. No access to accounts. And you disappear from my life. She stared at the photographs again. Her own handwriting on prescription notes. Her own face on camera. She had been meticulous, but not invisible. Finally, she nodded. The lover left first, without looking back. She lingered, as if expecting anger. A scream. I gave her nothing. That was the part that crushed her. I spent Thanksgiving alone in Switzerland. Snow fell in deliberate silence outside the glass walls. No calls this time. No 71 missed attempts. The greedy shrew had nothing left to extract. My son sent a short message, awkward, neutral. I responded with equal restraint. I thought about the pills. How easily trust becomes a weapon. How calmly betrayal can sit at your dinner table. I poured a glass of wine and watched the mountains dissolve into evening blue. I wasn't angry. Anger is noisy. I was precise. She had planned my disappearance. Instead, I orchestrated hers. And as the last light slipped behind the Alps, I understood something with absolute clarity. I didn't survive her. I outlived her intentions. And that is far colder,